We can set our front bracket onto our radiator, and then we can set the fans on top of the bracket. Now importantly, these cables you are going to want to have coming out towards the second compartment of the case. And then we can pass the long radiator screws through the fans, through the bracket and into the radiator. And I'm just going to put the screws in loosely until we've got them all screwed into place. And that's why you put them in loosely. You see there the holes weren't lining up and I was able to give it a little push to get them to line up. And now that's all the screws caught into place, we can go ahead and tighten them up. So coming from each of our fans, we've got two different connectors. We have a 4-pin PWM connector, and they are daisy chainable with an additional connector here. And we've got a 3-pin 5V ARGB connector, and also a daisy chainable connector here. So you just need to decide which end you want all the cables coming out, the top or the bottom. I'm going to have them all coming out the bottom. So all I simply need to do is connect the cables from this top fan to the next middle fan. So we start off with the PWM connectors. I'm going to take the PWM connector from here and plug it in to the daisy chainable connector here. And then I'm going to take our PWM connector from here and plug it in to here. Then coming with our AIO, we get this long cable. There's a PWM header here, and on the other end we've got a cable which we're going to plug into our CPU fan header. And if we did want to daisy chain something else into it, there's an additional connector here. So it's just a matter of plugging this end into here. We've got the long cable, and then we've got this connector to go into our CPU fan header. And then I'm just going to remove all these black stickers. We need to then do something similar with our ARGB cables, so we can pull the rubber protector off here and join in the two cables together. Now these cables do have a tendency to come apart at the back of the case. So Thermaltake have thought about this, and they include these little plastic covers which go over the top. So it's just a matter of lining the plastic cover up and pushing into place, and that's going to prevent these cables coming loose. So then we can remove the protector from the next cable, line it up together and push into place, and then we'll put the connector on to keep them joined up. So this leaves us with one ARGB connector on the other end, and again we've got a nice long cable that comes with the AIO to go into it. And then again we'll put the clip on to hold the cables in place. At the end of this, we've got a 3-pin 5V ARGB connector to go into an ARGB header on our motherboard. And if you did want to daisy chain something else in, you've got another connector here. Then if we move over and take a look at our pump, we've got one cable coming from it. It's a 4-pin PWM connector, and that's going to go into the pump header on the motherboard. If you take a closer look at the pump, you'll notice we have an additional connector on it, and that's for our USB cable. It's simply going to slot into place here. And on the other end, we're going to plug this cable into a USB 2.0 header on our motherboard. Last thing for us to do is to assemble the bracket that's going to allow us to attach the pump onto the motherboard. So if you've got an AMD CPU, this is the bracket you're going to use. You're going to take these little clips and pass them up through here, and then take one of the thumb screws and put them on very loosely. You really only want to just get them to clip on, because if you put them on any tighter, you're going to struggle to get this onto the bracket on your motherboard. Then all we need to do is slot the bracket into place. There's little grooves on the CPU, and it's just simply going to push and clip into place. If you're installing it on an Intel motherboard, you're going to put this bracket into place instead. You're going to select the right backplate for the socket that you're using, attach it to the back of your motherboard. There's then some standoffs that go into each of these 4 corners, and then the bracket's going to go over the top, and you're going to secure it on with some thumb screws. So I think it's going to be easier to install it without the USB cable plugged in, so we'll plug it in later on. We can then set our AIO into place at the front of the case, and we'll secure it into place with the 4 screws we removed at the start. Then I'm just going to pass all the fan cables through to the back of the case. This is our CPU fan header, so I'm just going to bring the PWM cable coming from the fans through, line it up with the header, and push into place, and then pull the excess cable through to the back. And we've got 2 ARGB headers down here, so I'm going to bring the ARGB cables coming from the fans through, line them up with the header, and push into place. Next, we can add some thermal paste to the center of the CPU, and Thermaltake do include it with the cooler. So make sure you remove the plastic protection from the cold plate. Then we want to line the clips on the pump up with the bracket on the motherboard. So we're just going to get the bottom one on, and then we'll slide the top one into place, and that's it, clipped into place as well. Then all I'm going to do is tighten the screw on each side in turn. Our pump header is just this one here, so we can plug the cable coming from the pump into it. And then all we're going to do is route the excess cable through to the back of the case. We can then plug our USB cable into the pump, And then we're just going to route the cable up towards the top of the motherboard and pass it through the rubber grommet at the back. And we'll line it up with one of the headers and push into place. And then we'll just pull the excess cable through to the back. And we just need to remember to remove the plastic protection from the pump. So what I want to do now is show you how to customize the screen on our AIO. So we're going to head over to Thermaltake's page. You'll find a link in the video description, and we're going to click on download. We can then head over to our downloads folder. We'll right click on the file, click on extract all and extract. And then we can go on ahead and install the ARGB software. Click yes, next, we'll just click we agree and install. And then we can go ahead and click finish and run the program. Okay, so whenever we load the software up, it's going to tell us we don't have a controller installed. That's fine, we can still use the software with what we have installed. If we click on My PC, it's going to give us loads of information about our PC. So we can see our CPU, the temperature, the load, the fan speed, the wattage and the frequency. We've got our two GPUs installed, the dedicated GPU and our 8-bit graphics. And over here we've got our tough RAM and lots of information about it, and its current load and temperatures are going to be displayed. If we head over to lighting, this is where we're going to be able to adjust the effects in our RAM. It's currently set to white, which is just the way I want it, but you can pick different effects from here and go ahead and pick whatever color that you want. What I'm more interested in showing you today is our LCD screen. So we go ahead and click on it. The first thing you're going to notice, you take a look over at the PC, is it isn't currently centered. It looks centered in the software, but because we installed our pump in a different orientation, we're going to have to rotate the screen. So I'm going to click here, which is this way round. And if we rotate the display around this way, it's now going to be showing the correct way on our AIO. So what you can see, it's currently displaying our liquid temperature. So we've got a whole load of things we can customize. The first is that we want to customize the colors of the individual things. We can do that. So at the moment we're on liquid temperature. Visual color number 2 is the blue around the outside. So we click on it and say we want to make that a green. We can do that. Click apply. Or for this particular build, because it's mostly white, white might actually look better. And click on apply. So any of those visuals, it's no problem for us to change them. If we want to make the temperature into an orange, we can do that as well. And it's going to change over to orange. So you can pick the colors that you want. You can also control the information that comes up on the display. So we've got liquid temperature at the moment. Say we wanted to display our CPU temperature, we can do that. Click on apply. And again, the visuals are carried on throughout. So we want to put that back to the default color. We can do that as well. Showing you what's available, we've got frequency, load, temperature. We've got our GPU frequency and load. We've got our RAM size, frequency, RAM temperature, RAM load, liquid temperature, which you've seen. Or what we can actually do is select carousel. We can pick the effects that we want to come up. So let's select them all. And we can go ahead and click on apply. So what it's now going to do is it's going to cycle through the various effects, displaying each of them on the screen for a fixed amount of time. If we want to change the speed that they display through, we can drag the slider down to slow it down or push it up to speed it up. And if we don't want some of these display, we can obviously turn them off or on, and again customize all the colors of the visuals. So for example, the background, if we want to make that a different color, let's make it into, let's say, light pink. Click apply. We can do that, and that's going to change it over. So I'll just put that back to the default. Taking out the other options that we have, so we've got the weather as an option. So we can pick and choose what it displays. We've got our date and city. Click on apply. So the only slight issue with this is it thinks I'm in Middlesbrough, whereas I'm actually in Northern Ireland, but it's going to show the weather. It's going to give you an idea of what it looks like. And again, we can pick and choose what comes up on the screen. So we've got the temperature in a bit of a grey here. If we want to make it easier to see, for example, put it to red, we can get it to show up like that. And it's going to be a little bit clearer. Okay, look, the other options, we also got the clock. If we want to display the clock, we just pick the style that we want, click on apply, and we're going to have the clock going round. We can choose a different style if we want. Let's try style 3. And that's what it looks like. So probably one of the more interesting options is actually to get some of the photos or videos coming up on the screen. And to do that, we click on upload file. So you can see here we've got some preloaded. So let's try one of these. Click on OK and apply. And you'll see it's now displayed on our AIO. I'll show you what another one of these looks like. Click on OK and apply. OK, apply, and OK. So while we have this on, it is also possible to add text onto the screen as well. So we just need to select what we want to display. We'll select the first lot of these and click on apply. And what you'll notice then, down at the bottom, our data is going to be displayed. Can't really see it very well because the background is quite dark, but what we can actually do, we want to make the text brighter, and we just want to drag this all the way up to the top and click on apply, and that's going to make it stand out a little bit better. And again, we have the option to adjust the speed that the text is being displayed. So let's turn this off for the moment, because it is possible to upload your own files. So what we need to do is click on upload, click on open. And I've saved some of these in the picture, so I can click on my logo, click on open, and OK, and apply. And you'll now see that my logo is being displayed on the AIO. It is possible to upload videos. So we click on upload, click on open, and we can select my logo video file. Now we are able to adjust this here. You'll notice as it's playing, it's not quite centered, so I can drag this over to the middle. It is going to cut off slightly. I can zoom in and out. That's going to display everything, but it is going to cut the bars at the top and the bottom. But what I could do is shift that up slightly, having the video displayed in the top of the screen, and we put a little bit of text on at the bottom in that black bar. So let's try that. Apply. And then what we can do is say pick CPU temperature, frequency. We'll just pick them all. And click on apply. So we've got this video playing, but we've also got some information being displayed at the bottom.